With loving greetings from all souls at this station, this is Matthew. We are pleased to greet Arnold, who accepted our invitation to address this email. It's hard to believe the world can change so dramatically that we'll be in fifth density in only 35 to 40 years. How did Arnold's people come up with that timeline? Does Donald Trump as USA president change that either way? Did they factor in that AI clones or doubles are replacing dead persons and people are oblivious? How does transgenderism fit into the timeline? Arnold, Matthew, thank you for inviting me to speak about those matters. Greetings, dear souls. If you had the panoramic view of your world that we do, you would see stunning eras in ancient history, activity worldwide at this very moment, and the spectacular glow of Earth's golden age, the exhilarating world and the timeless continuum that in linear time your light is helping to manifest. Our awareness of what the population is doing at various points in the continuum is the fulcrum of our calculations. To explain how we arrived at 35 to 40 years, I have to start by saying everything is energy. That energy is cosmic consciousness, and whatever happens anywhere affects everything else everywhere else. Nothing happens in isolation. About 9 decades ago, the highest universal council's process of eradicating darkness in this part of the universe reached Earth. A massive infusion of light let the planet start ascending out of deep third density, and the liberation of its residents from dark control began. They, you, are inextricably connected with Earth's subatomic functioning, which is aligned with activity in your solar system, on into your galaxy and everywhere beyond. Every soul and every happening on Earth is part of intricately tuned astronomical frequencies that keep the universe in balance, as countless souls in myriad worlds are evolving at a pace that's comfortable for them and is in concert with the whole. So, whatever timeline we would come up with had to be within universal parameters, and Earth's civilization had to advance at a pace so they wouldn't miss this opportunity to ascend out of third density. Let me assure you, this opportunity will not be missed. Remember, dear ones, we see the planet and its residents flourishing in Earth's golden age. Now, back to today. Once the ball is rolling steadily, we can assess how long people will take to reach specific stages of development. Putting what we see in the timeless continuum into your calendar years is difficult, especially because your linear time concept is collapsing and your sensation of time passing faster and faster will keep speeding up. However, during the 2 years since we came up with 35 to 40 years, our estimates have been on the mark with people's increased consciousness. Before the ball can even twitch though, the light forces have to eliminate the last shred of darkness in your world so the slate is clean, so to say, and reconstruction, rejuvenation, restoration and reconciliation can get underway in earnest. Nothing substantial can be accomplished while foes of change, commonly called deep state, are causing suffering and chaos. We see their ability to do that eroding. One way they have controlled the civilization has been with mind-boggling fortunes. Because they no longer have liquidity to pay multi-million-dollar bribes, greedy individuals are leaving the game, and control of the global economy, which was adding billions to their coffers, is slipping out of their hands. They programmed the population to obey authorities and believe whatever is reported by major media. Their former airtight control of those areas also has seriously weakened. People no longer trust the authorities, and they are in the news in ways they never thought could happen. Information that deep staters are desperate to keep hidden, that benevolent helpful extraterrestrial civilizations are present, is starting to come out. They want the public to believe that if ETs exist, they're monstrous creatures that invade and enslave. The erosion of dark influence and the emergence of truths, which reflect the light's progress not only on Earth but intergalactically, are important parts of our estimate. In the big picture, the importance of the USA presidential election is that the light won. The darkness that has long been in control of that country, and from there, much of the rest of the world, was defeated by the high vibrations of light within the populace. It remains to be seen where and how President Trump and his administration direct their energy, but what I can tell you is, only endeavors based in light can be successful. As for doubles and AI clones pretending to be certain persons, that kind of tomfoolery comes from dark hearts and minds and is well known in this universe. There was no need to factor it into our timeline because its heyday will come to an abrupt end whenever rising vibrations upset that stealthy apple cart. The sudden popularity of transgenderism among youngsters and young adults also comes from darkness, and it, too, is not unique to Earth. We can see the collective energy of that insidious indoctrination running out its course during the next few years as the number of interested individuals drops lower and lower. Matthew has spoken about the human-animal relationship in an evolving civilization, so you won't be surprised that this was primary in our considerations. Animals are intelligent and sensitive, and they have the same emotions and characteristics good people do. Species-wide, cetaceans are the most advanced souls on the planet, and many other highly evolved souls incarnated as dogs, cats or horses to be beacons of love, loyalty and compassion, and to anchor those energies for people to embrace and emulate. It is heartwarming that a growing number of persons and both wild and tame animals are showing the mutual respect, friendship and assistance that existed when the planet was originally populated. Back then, reverence was felt by every soul for all others and all communicated telepathically. That is a natural part of life in a fifth-density civilization. Animals have advanced as we anticipated, but the whole of humankind has not. We know, just as you do, that many millions of animals who provide you with food live and die in unconscionable conditions. You don't need to stop eating meat, poultry and seafood to end their intolerable treatment. Comfortable lives and merciful deaths can be manifested by individual visualization, group focus in meditation and prayer, public rallies and concerts, major and social media promotion, short explanations in elementary school classrooms, involvement of influential leaders. And, if you are inspired to eat only vegetables, fruit and grains 1 or 2 days each week, that will be a health benefit as well as lessen the market for meat. I belabored the importance of animals in an evolving civilization because this needs attention, and now I'll move on to another factor in our calculations. Brutality wasn't the nature of any soul in the beginning of life in this universe, but after it penetrated, it spread like wildfire. Fighting that erupted in hamlets soon engulfed entire civilizations, and interplanetary wars ensued. Earth became a universally respected schoolhouse for learning to overcome the low vibratory emotions that lead to violence. Souls from many 3D civilizations flocked to the planet, some of them time and time again, and the karmic merry-go-round kept going around and around. That purpose which Earth served so well during the long dark ages is over, and this was important in our considerations. Today's turmoil caused by deep staters lashing out in fury because their control is at its end is on target with our timeline for balancing, and the importance of balancing can't be overstated. The lack of light during the merry-go-round era caused the planet's axis to wobble. During the eons, the planet was trapped in deep third density energy. The imbalance that caused its descent from fifth density to that level continued to increase. Eventually, the orbit was so out of kilter that only an inpouring of light saved Earth from flying out into space and certain destruction. The light beamed by highly evolved worlds was the feminine energy that was needed to start balancing the masculine energy that had been dominant during the long reign of darkness. I'm not demeaning masculine energy or exalting feminine. Both have strengths and desirable qualities, but for a civilization to thrive, the two energies must be in balance. Ever since that infusion of light, Earth has been slowly moving into balance despite the formidable darkness that was keeping her humankind unbalanced, unenlightened and uncivil. You folks who are so dear to me and my people went to help Earth's human residents awaken so they could grow spiritually and consciously and become balanced. You have been extraordinarily successful in your Wake Up, Earthlings mission. One example is people using the law of attraction to their benefit. They're changing thoughts about what they don't want or what they do want, a peaceful world where their children are safe, education and prosperity for everyone, a healthy planet and honest, trustworthy leaders. The energy of those thoughts will attract individuals with wisdom, knowledge and integrity to positions with the power to lead the population toward their collective desires for their world. Individuals who are afraid to leave what is familiar will resist differences, so changes will start slowly, gradually pick up speed during trial and error zigzagging, then accelerate like buds bursting into full bloom. We can see those stages unfold and Mother Nature taking charge of weather. Climate change, an item on Deep State's extensive agenda for world domination, isn't natural. Deep Staters use weather warfare technology to instigate ferocious storms, flooding, record-setting temperatures, wildfires, wind velocity, earthquakes and volcanic eruptions, then claim the death and devastation is caused by the events they engineered and convinced folks it's a planetary crisis. We can see authentic science pulling that fallacy apart at the seams and the release of suppressed technologies that will benefit the population. The end of contaminating the entire world with toxins in chemtrail spray, pesticides, herbicides, food and drinking water is apparent, too. So are the processes of artificial intelligence transitioning into benevolent use only, the cleaning up of rivers and oceans, and the use of free energy. Regarding off-planet visitors with technologies that can dematerialize radioactive waste and turn deserts into arable lands, it appears that the timing of their arrival depends upon a worldwide welcoming sentiment. Of course, it's Earth's people who will transform their world to be what they want, and to do that requires their advancing in conscious and spiritual awareness. There is no way to calculate when billions of souls do that, so imagine, if you can, the best analogy I can think of, corn popping constantly for the next 10 years or so. Self-empowerment already is evident in numerous small ways like tattoos, jewelry attached to body parts, unusual fashions and other choices that are personal statements. When that same sense of different extends into avenues that benefit the society, dramatic changes will come. We can see, for instance, free education with everyone having access to the branch of schooling that fits his or her aptitudes and interests, and all kinds of work being equally respected and compensated. Partisan politics and dynasties will give way to republic forms of governance, and instead of competing or fighting, nations will cooperate and share noteworthy developments. Areas changing significantly will overlap and benefit from shared ideas, inventions and innovations. Belief in bodies' self-healing systems will become pervasive and established medicine's lucrative business enterprise will be replaced by personal healthcare management. Souls that incarnate in the next few years will become the first wave of adults completely free of discrimination based on gender, race, religion, social and financial standing, culture, profession, and political and philosophical ideology. That generation and all that follow will know their divine sovereignty and multidimensional immortality, their origin in creator source and interconnectedness with everything in the cosmos. Souls coming in with multiple DNA strands and crystalline cells that contain cosmic knowledge will choose parents who were called indigo, crystal or rainbow children or be attracted to noteworthy projects in which those visionary individuals are involved. The power of innate knowingness will engender unity consciousness, the optimum state of a civilization's collective mind, body and spirit, and the foundation of life in Earth's golden age. And there you have it, dear ones. My people honor you for steadfastness in a most difficult mission, living in a third density world to help Earth's people take their rightful place as members of our universal family. Please love yourselves as much as we love you. Matthew, thank you for inviting me to speak, and Susie, thank you for receiving my message. Matthew, Arnold, thank you for your enlightening and encouraging explanation. We are grateful to you and all others in the extraterrestrial special forces, and we will rejoice when you can introduce yourselves to the people whom you have assisted in so many vital ways. Arnold, we look forward to that day too. Now I shall take my leave. Matthew, beloved sisters and brothers, all light beings in this universe are cheering you ever forward on your earth journey and are supporting you with the unparalleled power of unconditional love. Love and peace. Suzanne Ward.